the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace.
Check this shit out. Like, got something cool going on here. Austrian Robinson, number 77, Carolina Panthers. And he said he ready to get a demo in old Jangalang here. So we fitting. He said he ain't scared. We fitting to go do this, and I'm gonna hit him. I'm gonna hit him with them low lows.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Ain't talking money, we speaking a different language. The hating niggas don't need a translator. They move too slow and I think too quick. Fast like Jordan. I'm like years ahead of you niggas. That's why I got more than you ever loved.
Is that shit loud? That's you! It's you!
Fucked up, sick cat, no more, yeah.
All right, man, my homeboy Brian is tattooing us. He's just laid back. This stomach's a pain in the ass sometimes.
You're just having it.
But Brian's the guy that's working on my Jerry Ain't Loud logo on my arm. And he be tattooing like all these football players. Like right there's Austrian, right? That's that dude right here. That's him.
Down there.
Right there. And he down there. But yeah, he tattoos all kind of football players and stuff. I even heard this dude right here tattoos Jerry Ain't Loud.
That's a fact.
All right, guys, so I gave Oss his demo and a couple girls at the tattoo shop. That's where I had to go literally like to meet him at, so I gave him his demo there. It's Saturday night. I skipped work today to hang out with my uncles, and they left earlier to go back to Missouri, so I figured, what the hell, right now me and Deb's cruising Ocean Boulevard in Myrtle Beach and Jangalang here. I said, what the hell? And we're having some technical difficulty because I'm like, can I get over? And she says, no. I'm thinking she says, go. I try to get over. And then when I can get over, I'm like, can I get over? She says, go. I'm like, she said, no, I don't know. Great. We got to find new words for that. But other than that, we're doing great. We just, see, we're doing peachy, guys. I don't know what's gonna happen. I can't play this system on Ocean Boulevard. The cops will hit me with a ticket quick up here. But I'm thinking about doing this, driving around with it like that for a little bit when I get up like more of the traffic. But we'll see what the hell goes on. I don't know. I've had an interesting night so far. I got up this morning, spent the day at my uncle's. We went and we had some damn Cajun food that was terrible. And we only have one Cajun restaurant in Myrtle Beach. And it's new, and I'm all excited for it, and it wasn't great. So it was a huge letdown. It's called like Walk-Ons. I don't know. They suck. But I mean, I got to spend time with them before they left and everything. And then I gave my first NFL player a demo in here. He had a blast. So yeah, now we're cruising the beach. I don't know. I'll holler at you guys though. God, it's hot already this morning, guys. I ain't even really started. I got the canopy up, the Jeep in place. On this side, driver's side front, I got nice shade. But you get over here to the passenger side and it's direct sunlight. So, what I'm doing today is what I've been talking about I need to do on here. Right now, the lift on this thing I built cheap. The springs in the back of this, when I took the Ford 8.8 rear end out of the Ford Explorer, you know, I made sure I found one that had the factory track lock, which is factory posi for my rear locker for just mudding. And when I got it, that also converted this to rear disc brake. But I took the Ford Explorer leaf spring pack. And all I did is I took my Jeep Cherokee leaf spring pack apart. I used my mono leaf, the one that bolts in, and I basically bolted the whole Ford Explorer leaf spring pack to it. And I just cut the loops off the end that would bolt that pack to the Ford Explorer. So I used every spring with my mono spring. And it gave me a lot of lift in the back. Roughly 6 inches, you know. The front springs on here I got at the junkyard. And they were out of a Grand Cherokee with a V8. And it was a 4.5 inch lift spring. And they're just a single rate spring, so they ride rough as hell. And part of the reason the front rides so rough is it's a V8 spring. But then again, I don't know how much difference there is in weight between a V8 and that straight 6. That old straight 6 is beast. But anyway, I don't think the front's up high enough. It's been like this for years. Also, I don't really think, or I don't like the fact that it's a single rate spring. So I got a bunch of parts to put on here, and my steering box is like bad. So I got like steering box brace, and just a bunch of shit to put on here. I doubt that I get it done today and tomorrow. It's Sunday morning, so I don't know. A lot of times I'll be like that and I'll get a job done quick. So, also, what y'all seen earlier with Austrian Robinson. This is my first ever demo for an NFL player. Like I said, he plays for the Carolina Panthers. He did. I think he still does. But he's taking time off because he's got a new baby at home. So, he is taking, like, he said he's taking a season off. Which is kind of admirable, you know, that he's putting family in front of all that money. But anyway, guys, I went ahead and I uploaded them videos last night to Patreon. So if you're a Patreon subscriber, you already saw it. And then I put it on here for YouTube members. So I put that shit up for them Saturday night. I don't do enough for the Patreon members. Really, I need to start doing a lot more. But anyway, guys, I am going to sweat my freaking balls off. Working on Jangalang this weekend. And I've already got the black Jeep that my daughter named Julie. And I've already got it out. So it is good to go. It is ready. In case I don't get this done. Theoretically, I need to drive that for a while anyway, because after I get all the lift stuff on here, I'm changing every steering component under the front of this. I upgraded all of it. Like, I have upgrades for everything. So, basically, when this gets done, it's going to sit 2 to 3 inches higher in the front, and it's going to need a front end alignment. So, it's going to be sitting for a while. So, anyway, guys, that's all I got for you for now. I'll be back when we get this all tore apart.
All right, so we've disconnected the front linkage. He's in the middle of taking the shocks off. And yes, linkage is a sway bar link he had to correct.
I got new ones for here, but my old ones were actually, the ones that were on here were for lift, and they're still good, so they'll work great on the black Jeep. And like I said, I have new ones for this, so I'm upgrading, you know, kind of both vehicles at once, because all my old parts off here have fit on that one great. It's hot as hell, and the wife actually hung me up a sunshade right here. So I'm doing pretty good now.
Keeping us both out of the sun and keeping us safe, you know. All right. You can see everybody. We got the dogs out somewhere. The Blazer's going to need to be started soon.
Shit.
I got to fix my sunshade. It's starting to fall, but it's still keeping him in the shade. All right, we'll get back to work and let you guys, you know, catch up later. So we have taken off the shocks, the springs, and he's getting ready to put on the Acos. So he's got to cut down below this, trim it off to put the Acos on. He's already started on the other side. So we'll go over here. And you can see it's hot, so he's getting ready to take it off as he slips and falls.
Cut more.
So the ACOS didn't come with instructions, so it's a guessing game, and we believe we're at the right spot. Everything underneath there is greasy, dirty, disgusting. But even all of that's getting changed today. It's been leaking since he got it. That was just pretty. But Jerry's policy is to put things off as long as he can so he can do a bunch of stuff at one time.
Oh, it's hot.
So.
Oh, it's hot. So, are you still recording, honey?
Yes.
What it is, guys, the ACOS is almost like a coilover that my spring will ride on, and it's got a full threaded body that comes down here and a bump stop on the bottom. I have a hole here that I have to thread that the bump stop bolts into, and it actually holds the ACOS sleeve up here. So I had to get rid of all that. But the problem is, this front axle won't go down any further, and the springs that were in it were a pain to get out, and they're only like a 4.5 lift. The ACOS is going to give me like 1.5 inches lift off the top, and then I'm putting a damn 6-inch spring in it, or 6.5. So yeah, fun.
We'll keep you guys posted and updated as we move along. So, bye-bye for now.
Alright guys, one ACOS is installed. And as you can see, it's threaded body, and this here will come down to there to give me all the lift that I want. I already know it's going to be a pain in the ass to get the spring in here. And even at this rate, with me just having a 1/8 inch gap there, this is so much taller. I mean, that actually adds like 1 inch a lift. I don't have to get tape measure, but that looks like almost 3/4 to 1 inch. This looks like 1/2.
The only thing that was basically there was the little black rubber piece in the beginning.
Yeah, so, and adding this, I mean, it's already got, you know, lift that much. Now, there was a, you saw me cut, and I had to cut that lip off, and there was a hole there that the factory bump stop stuck in.
They saw that too.
Yeah. Now, I had to tap that hole M10 by 1.5 for the bolt that holds the bump stop and this in here to hold the ACOS up and the bump stop. So I let Deb tap the other side, and I'm gonna let her put the ACOS on the other side, and then I will show you the difference between the old springs and the new springs that need to go from here to here, with this sumbitch here not wanting to go down any further. I might actually have to put long arms on this damn thing. I hope not, but maybe. I don't know. We're going to be back, though. Yeah. Well, I mean, I can go back and adjust that, but I got Deb putting the ACOS on.
Alright, guys, so this goes a decent way, and we tappy in there. And then these goes here, and we line it up.
Oh, hey, yeah.
Make sure we get it started before we let it go.
Yeah, get it started, then you can get that big aluminum piece locked in.
So I'm not that coordinated, guys, especially in the heat.
But I'll be letting her help.
But I asked to help. I want to do the work. I like it. It's calming.
All right, right now, yeah, you need to slide that up. Okay, you got everything looking pretty good.
So,
we'll get no, we ain't ready to lock it down yet.
okay, that just needs to...
Make sure you get a little snuggy with that. Turn it the other way. Get a little snuggy. Ugga, but not really ugga dugga dugga.
I know.
Looks good to me. Looking good.
We'll check it one more time.
All right.
That's a good hug.
So now what I need to do is set the distance on this one that I have on the other side. And I'm not sure how to do that yet. Thinking about taking a piece of this cardboard box and use it as a gauge. But we'll be back with the springs. Oh, what came out versus what's going in. Let me zoom back out. I mean, yeah, it's a good 2.5 inch taller. So that would have been a 4.5. And this would be, this is supposed to be a 6 inch, I think. So I went with Skyjacker over Rough Country. And the reason being is a lot of people raved on the ride of this. Because you see how we got like equal spacing till we get up here. And what happens is this top part is really soft. I mean, I can squish a little bit, but that softness equals a better ride because the more this spring compresses down, the stiffer it gets. So it gives you a whole lot better ride. It's just like I said, them were a bitch to get out because the front axle won't drop far enough. And we've already added a good 1.5 2 inch there. And then by the time I put this spring in there, that's 2.5 taller, it's gonna make it a bitch to get it in. Ultimately though, once I get weight on it, a lot of these coils are gonna sit on top of each other. And the reason it does that, a lot of people think it's a bad spring when these coils collapse under the weight of the vehicle. But if the tire here, say it drops down into a dip in the road or something, it opens this up, and when the tire comes out of it, it gives it compression to bounce back on. Only reason I know this shit is I watched a whole video on the dual rate and triple rate springs. So I got a dual stabilizer to put here versus the one. All new front end components, that's why they're all out. New sway bar bushings, a new power steering gearbox to put on here. And yeah, that's what we're doing. The wife don't like the heat. The heat, it gets to her pretty bad. It is pretty hot today anyway, so yeah, we're just taking our time doing shit, guys. But I'm gonna try to get this spring in. Got my pry bars and shit here. I don't have high hopes for it. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I don't have high hopes that I'm gonna be able to get this spring in there. So I am pretty much ready to go to AutoZone and rent a spring compressor to, yeah. English mother, do you speak it? No. I'm gonna probably have to go rent a spring compressing tool to compress this part here to make it easier to get in. So I'll be back. Going to AutoZone to get that damn spring compressor. There's no way they're going in without it.
I'm not fat enough.
Shit. And what I'm worried about is that's like metal and it's gonna scuff up the powder coat and finish on the springs. Try to make shit look nice when you put it in new. After that, you don't care, but yeah, when you put it in new, you want it to look nice, so shit.
All right, guys, so we are back with the spring compressor. He was just explaining to me to go a little side to side. Thank you to our AutoZone for lending us a new tool today and not an old shitty one. We appreciate the guys there. So this compresses the spring down to make it fit a little easier. So, you know, you don't have to get your wife to stand on the hub there to hold the front end down. So, and I may still have to stand up there. You never know.
Hopefully not.
But you can tell now that they're even shorter than the ones that we took off.
We're just gonna go in here for a little
testy.
And that makes the spring heavy as hell. Not even gonna lie.
Gotta imagine having 2 extra components on there that are solid metal.
Holy shit.
Let's get this little
doodad
back up here. Sorry guys, bad angles. But we know I live for the bad angles.
And she's got to stop filming because I'm going to need help.
All right, guys. Bye. And we're back. So we had to really tighten her down and get her in there. Now he is, releasing these spring tighteners or compressors or whatever the fuck they're called at the moment. It's hot. My mind doesn't work that right. And I can't speak. So we still have the other side to do. And you remember, that's what we look like. And that's a whole lot of spring.
I bet it looks so good with the Ecos up here. It just makes it look fancier. I mean, I don't drive this thing off-road really. I mean, can I? Yeah, possibly. But will I? Not if I can help it.
Y'all, I'm holding my little screen open to let a breeze in. It's blocking the sun, which is great, but it's not letting any airflow. So. And he disappeared. Yay! All right, guys. I'm going to go because we're fighting tarps and there's not much else to see at the moment.
Well, there we go, gentlemen. One spring in. It's long as hell. Now, it does look like it's shifting back a hair. That's probably normal because the front axle does have to come up and compress this spring. Now, I am kind of worried about the angle of my lower control arms there. I don't want to long arm this by any means, but they do make brackets that bolt in here that would drop this down to like here to get a better angle on this. But before anything, I actually have to get everything done and get this thing sitting back on the wheels, and then we'll know where it is. My biggest fear right now is that it's going to be squatted, because overall, I believe that I needed to lift the front end 2 inches. That was what I needed to do. I'm almost thinking it's going to sit where it's at now, which we'll come back here and look at the body line. I'm thinking that's about how it's going to sit, which would be about right. So we'll have to wait and see. The thing that sucks is my Ecos, if it ain't high enough in the front, the Ecos give me a lot of adjustment. But to adjust the damn Ecos up here, I have to compress this damn spring enough that this is loose to turn it down more. I literally just eyeballed that shit. So anyway, you can see we got sun over there, and that's where I got to go now and work. So
We gonna fix it, fellas.
I gotta get over there and start working. But first, I'm gonna take a little breaky, because I did just get home from AutoZone and go straight to work on that. I'm just happy I got that spring in. And I have so many parts still left. Like, I got new bushings to put on that. The new dog bones that go from there to that are longer. I got a steering brace that basically goes from this frame here across to that side and connects to the bottom of my power steering gearbox. Just a bunch of little shit that's gonna take me probably today and tomorrow. If I don't get it done by then, who knows? Maybe go into next weekend, but I need to get this shit done. So anyway, I'll be back.
All right, dirty, greasy, and here we go. We got side 2 together. Filmed a little less of this side because of the cussing.
Oh, this was
Doesn't make good for TV or YouTube or wherever you're watching this at.
way harder to put in. And when I did get it in, the pigtail was like here. The pigtail actually has a divot for it back here, so there's no way to turn it. So I had to put the spring compressors on, compressed it enough to turn it, but I started with this here, and yeah, it would go and hit here. Then when I put it on this side, it would hit here. So it was one of them, like, turn it a hair, and then move the compressors and turn it more, and then, yeah, it stopped.
So I moved the shade for him, guys. You know how that goes. That's my ice pack. Ignore it. You can see it's going to say Skyjacker on the very front. That's how you know you get it lined up. There is a spot for the pigtail to go, and then you put a little bracket on top. That keeps it in place, keeps it from flipping and sliding. We'll be on to the next job soon enough. Oh my, greasy steering box, leaky steering box.
Pretty steering box, clean steering box.
Guys, this wasn't that bad to put in there. And I'm gonna tell you all, this shaft up here that comes from the steering wheel and shit, it seems that 97 and older, that shaft does not collapse. So you literally gotta take the bolt out, just kind of get it loose, pull the steering box out of it. What was a pain in my ass is holding that steering box with one hand and getting that U-joint thing turned the right way and slid on the splines while holding it with one hand, and then kind of just shoving it up in here and getting the boat started. Which Deb got a couple started for me. Saved my butt. You'll notice a couple things. One, the lines are still on that. Yeah, I left the lines on it because right now this thing sits up too high for me to get up there, and I couldn't get them broke loose. They're under the radiator hose. Number two, my pitman arm is still on that box. And that is because I have a rough country pitman arm that drops down like 2 inches lower than that one that goes on here. So that's why I left the pitman arm on there. I don't even want to try to take it off. But this I thought was going to be a major pain in my ass, and it actually went smoother than I thought it was going to. Even though I had to hold it up with one hand and get that steering thing started. Honestly, guys, it wasn't terrible. But I told you, I'm changing everything under the front of this son of a bitch, and that's pretty much what we're doing.
Well, don't worry about the shit hanging in his face. He'll fix that.
Yeah, all this tape, yeah. But anyway, fellas, I'm gonna try to get back to work. I have no idea what time it is. I don't care what time it is. It seems like it might be cooling off a hair, or the sun's moving where I got a little better shade, so I figure I can work till maybe 5, 6 o'clock later if I feel like it. I don't know. I'm gonna start buttoning this up. Deb's wore the hell out, and check this out, guys. New steering box in. Got the brace here, and if you look, it runs all the way across to that side, bolts across the frame rail. Then, let's see if I can get over here. It bolts around the nose of the steering gearbox, and then it comes with this super long bolt. The nut that holds the gearbox on. It comes down through here into a bearing right here, and then I got the drop arm on. So these Cherokees, yeah, you got 1, 2, and 3 bolts into this pretty thin steel. And with big tires and everything, this frame rail, it can like move back and forth and everything. So this setup here basically braces your steering gearbox on both sides and everything. Braces the bottom, braces the top. A lot of the off-road guys swear by these things, so I said, what the hell? The price on it wasn't terrible, so I bought it. I didn't buy like the Smitty built or whatever, Iron Man or whatever that company is. I believe this is a Chinese knockoff, but a lot of people have been using the Chinese knockoff with really good results. So
You'll know if it's a Chinese knockoff if the bearing.
And we got like a little rough country sticker on this thing. I just need to get an Allen wrench and snug down these two little set screws and put grease in here. But I'm gonna hold off on the grease until tomorrow, because I still have to do all of my front suspension under here, or my front steering parts. I think, hold on, shit, guys. I think I hit a point today to where I am pretty much done. I got to get one of these at AutoZone. This is the little brace, like, because the steering box is kind of round, and this flat side sits flat up against there, and you can see how it's done for the steering box. And normally everybody's like, when they take their steering box off, these things are broke. It wasn't broke. So I did buy a steel one to go in there. I got my high pressure line back on, but I need the low pressure fitting. If not, I'm gonna have to like do a bunch of cleaning on that one and try my best to get it to fit in here. So the problem I have with that is, it's one, the head is stripped out, and number two, this is a bitch to turn on this. And I've sprayed it and sprayed it. It don't want to turn free. It's tight as hell. So, yeah. But anyway, guys, we have gotten a shit ton of stuff done under here today. Like the Aco's in, the springs in, the shock's back in, the track bar is back up there, the new steering box is in, and the steering box brace is in, the drop arm is in.
Don't forget to put your cover on your bleeder.
My cover on what, babe?
Your bleeder.
Oh yeah, I got to put the cover on the little bleed screw on there. But we have jacked this up to where it come off of the jack stands. And I was right earlier when I said that this here is damn near about how high it is going to sit in the front. Which really it looks leveled out because of this damn body line that runs through here. I think I'll have maybe an inch or two more height on this fender flare over the tire than that one. But the body line, it looks straight. So as long as it don't look squatted, I'm good. I have to pull these two bolts back out of this brace, and I got to put the danged old sway bar back on. Wait a minute. Everybody online said that the sway bar wouldn't fit. I have no clue. Everybody's buying a drop link for the sway bar. They're saying it don't want to bolt back up there. I almost think it'd bolt back there. Worst case scenario, I had to notch the bracket for that bolt, but shit, this is flat. And that's pretty notched. That's pretty close. I don't know. I need to pull these off to put new bushings in anyway. So tomorrow I might see if I can bolt one back up there, but I'm not seeing why the damn thing wouldn't fit. Oh, I see. That's right, because the front tube of the bar, they said it hit this. That's right, never mind. But I do have the drop to drop the sway bar down, and the new... I'm talking too damn much on this, but this is what I got done today. I'll be back tomorrow, guys. I got to take a bunch of shit back to AutoZone, and I'm tired of this shit for today. Shit. Monday morning, and we're back out here already. Got steering on, and this is what I took off. Look at that. You see, not much bigger than my finger, and it's a hollow tube. Like, that bitch is hollow, hollow, hollow. This is way bigger than my finger, and it's solid steel. So that is definitely what we wanted for a steering upgrade. So now I got to get my my steering stabilizer shock set up, and all that's loose, so I can half-ass set me a front end alignment. I'm waiting on AutoZone to get that part in today. I had to order it yesterday, but Right now, I guess what I really need to get is the grease gun and grease all this new stuff under here. But I don't know if I'll have it done today. If I do get it done today, I probably can't drive it because I need to have a front end alignment before I drive it. But still, I'd like to have it done. And at some point, I want to get under here and pressure wash all that shit off where it was leaking power steering fluid. Like shock and everything's just dirty. But I'll be back. All right, everybody. So here I have from Max Speeding Rods a double steering stabilizer for my Jeep. It comes with all the brackets and everything to put on dual shocks. However, what it does not come with is any kind of instructions. So yeah, guys, this will be fun. We'll have a good time with this. But yeah, anyway, I am gonna go under my Jeep and attempt to figure out how to put this on and let y'all know what I think. I will tell y'all off the top, this thing's only like $100 probably. Comes with the shocks, comes with the brackets, no instructions, as I said. And it definitely will not cure your death wobble if you had death wobble. From what I have found out on Jeeps, luckily I have not had a Jeep with death wobble yet. But I do know from everything I read in groups and forums and all that, you only get death wobble when you have worn out steering components. Now, I just replaced everything under here. Everything. But I did not have worn out steering components of any kind. So, I didn't have death wobble. When I got the Jeep and first built it, it didn't have worn out steering components. So I got lucky that I've never had it. That one's never had it, but why did I want a dual steering stabilizer? I just think it'll look cool having two shocks there. Like, honestly, guys, that's the only reason I did it. But anyway, we're going to put this on, and then I'll let you know how it works and looks and fits and everything. All right, guys, so the best that I could come up with for this Max Speeding Rods dual shock thing is here. That would bolt through the tie rod. Hold the two shocks. Got a little swivel joint. This had an arm on it that takes this small bolt. No nut, because it's got a thread sewed on the back. It goes in there. I had to hammer that piece in, so yeah, I'm not drilling and trying to tap at, because look, it's sitting dead up against my spring. The bolt would never go in. So I don't think that piece there is ever gonna move. But it's under there. I like the way it looks under there, kinda. I'm probably gonna take them stickers off of it and put my JAL logo or something on it, but I dig it, you know. Like I said, it ain't really gonna help with anything. That's strictly pretty much a, you know, a visual thing. If you're thinking about getting it, remember, you're getting it for visual, because I had a, Rough Country Nitro 2 on here, and it did great. It was still good, but I wanted that double. I did have to put this on first, because I went ahead and stuck this on to mock everything up, and that would not, I mean, it wasn't going to go on there. It's just like really tight. So I did have to break down and take it all back off and put this on. So now I got to get my sway bar drop on and everything, but that'll be the end of this little video clip for this Max Speeding Rods shock. Okay, I got the drop in for the sway bar. And part of me is wondering if I put the sway bar in upside down, but I don't think I did. I think it did go like that. I don't know, it might have curved up like that. That would be suck if it did. But either way, it's a sway bar. It'll work for what it's supposed to. Let me look at this other Jeep. Because because it might actually, I might have got that thing in upside down. Nope, it does swoop back and down. Okay. Man, I was worried, guys. But that's a lot of new parts. And I'm literally at the point now where I gotta get all this shit here cleaned up. I'm gonna take a quick break. I need to get all this stuff cleaned up. And I can straighten the steering wheel half-ass back out, jack it up, and put the tires back on the front, I think. But I don't know what time it is. I need to go to the store real quick, and I need to run by AutoZone and see if they have my my hose. But it's been a lot of work, and some of the stuff, like my sway bar end links that are longer than factory, they wasn't wanting to fit for shit. But like the sway bar drop kit, it fit really well. Some of those stuff, it just wasn't wanting to fit good. Then put my sunshade up so I'm not boiling in the sun here. But I'll be ready to close this thing up, honestly. It's been a lot of work, and a lot of it I didn't like doing. Like fitting them springs in there, that was a teetotal bitch. The steering box, it wasn't near as bad as I thought it was going to be, but it was still a bitch. And then this morning, just putting all this new steering components on. I ought to drive like a new Jeep, guys. But anyway, I got to go see if AutoZone has my shit. Mo problems and, yeah, rookie mistake, guys. So the steering wheel inside is turned all the way to the right. You see where my pitman arm's at. It's dead center. And my wheels were dead center when I put it on. They're supposed to send you remanufactured steering boxes with the steering dead center on it, and this wasn't. And I assume because my pitman arm went on that way that it was. But on these steering boxes, pitman arm can go on 4 different ways. And I had to take everything back apart. Got to get a puller to pull that down and try to center the steering box up and then put it back on. So I got to go to AutoZone and get a puller. FML. So I got it all back together. Trying to bleed the power steering pump. It's taking so much fluid, but I got to put my center caps on still. This is how much distance I'm gonna have between the tire and fender well. And the front wheels are off the ground, guys. Like, so we're not squatted yet. I mean, it is a little higher in the front than the back, though. But the suspension or nothing settled. We'll see. Oh, we'll see. All right, I got to get a half-ass front end alignment done on here with a tape measure. Then I'll let it down and show y'all. Well, that's it, guys. I am wore the hell out. This shouldn't have taken near this long today, but it did. It's definitely higher in the front, but it don't look squatted to me, so that's good. The crazy thing, I can lift the front end up 2 more inches if I want, but with this body line, like right here, where it was at before, and the way the fender slopes down, I got the hood pop, but the way the fender slopes down, it always looked so low in the front compared to the back, and I hated it. But I needed to upgrade all my steering shit and everything, so that's what I did. So anyway, I'm going to end this damn video here. Yeah, I'm ending the video here. I've done way too much work these past 2 days. But I hope y'all enjoy. Peace. Peace out, guys, and as always, bass on.
I love the chase and the hunt, and I set the